No, when you realize you have a good person working for you, you want to keep them and you want to develop them,
You would think so.
Yeah.
and it's really hard to replace them.
Restaurant business is like that though, with keeping like, people they like around for a while.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
it,
This one's not. It's like very. I mean, there's 3 people that I work with on Thursdays and Fridays, and they've all been there since the place opened 9 years ago. And then there's some new chick on the weekends who I don't think is going to last because I don't think she's Yalla material.
oh,
She's just not weird enough.
She's not weird enough.
It's a lot of weirdos in there. It's fun.
We're looking for the right kind of weirdos.
Exactly.
You are watching Generation Exile.
how big of a line are we talking out the door for Zohar's Israeli food in Brattleboro, Vermont?
Quite a line. It's kind of become a tourist destination. The other day, this Israeli guy walked in, first guy in the building. It was Sunday, and sometimes on Sundays, Zohar and Gene like to put on cowboy hats and play country music.
That rules.
So, yeah. So this guy walks in, and like Johnny Cash is playing. He's like, "Hey, let's party," you know. That was Italian because I can't do
That's all right.
Israeli accent.
Close enough.
But he was like so excited. He's like, I'm first one here. I'll take a full falafel. So while he's ordering, 2 other women walk in and they're looking at the menu. And the guy turns, after he finishes ordering, he turns to them. He's like, you ever been here before? And one of them's like, yeah, I live in town. This is my mom. She's coming to visit. It's her first time. And he's like, this is the best falafel and pita anywhere. I grew up in Israel. I drove here from Springfield, Massachusetts today just to have this falafel.
Wow.
And the woman was like, wow. And then she's like looking, and he overhears her talking to her daughter saying, I think I'm going to get the shakshuka. That sounds really good. I love shakshuka. And he turns around and he's like, have you never had falafel? And she's like, yeah, I've had falafel, but it's not my favorite. He's like, this is the best falafel. So before she orders, and after he gets his sandwich, he reaches into his sandwich, pulls out a falafel ball, and says, eat this.
No, give him his balls.
Yeah. And she was like, oh, I couldn't. That's your lunch. He's like, no, I insist. If you're not going to get the falafel, you should at least eat this and know what you're missing.
Dave, without getting Zohar in trouble, how many balls in the standard falafel are we talking? 3 or 5?
5.
Oh, that's a generous amount of balls.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
a huge falafel.
Yeah.
It's 5 balls, and then everything else that you can stuff in it, there's no extra charge for. So there's like fried eggplant, there's pickled red cabbage, there's pickled green cabbage, there's the hummus.
Yep.
There's a hard-boiled egg.
That's funny. That's like Israeli style is you buy like the, $5 or it used to be like $3 for a falafel, but the fixin' bar was as much as you could stuff.
Yeah, well, I think it's $13 even for the falafel, including tax.
That's sweet.
And they stuff it out the wazoo. And then there's also like a fixins bar that you can just help yourself to with like sumac onions and olives and tatbila and some fermented veggies.
That's $13 is like the equivalent of a Subway footlong down here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I went with Samson, my son, to for the first time, a Jersey Mike's, which is
Oh, yeah.
like
I had that for the first time recently.
Subway equivalent, but maybe a little bit elevated from Subway.
Right.
Yeah. Did you get the juice?
No,
Did you elevate your sub with the juice?
I did not. I had what is the equivalent of a footlong Jersey Mike's sandwich,
Okay.
and that came to $18. So I was like, oh, okay. I think it's like a higher priced Subway sandwich. But I mean, it's like, it reminds me of the old Blimpies. Remember that franchise that kind of went
Yes.
away?
Yeah.
Before people sort of dulled themselves to accepting like 2 pieces of meat on a sandwich, it used to be that these deli chains were like delis, where there was like
Right.
sizable amount of meat. So
Yeah.
Jersey Mike's goes back to that, a bunch of meat deli style sandwich.
Stack that meat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stack it up.
stacked meat.
I enjoy a Jersey Mike.
It was very tasty. They had a hot pepper sauce that was delightful on top, spicy.
Nice.
But yeah, $13.
Look at these.
Oh,
gorgeous pitas.
That's what you're
Oh.
making? Oh,
Yeah, I made these last night.
dude. I gotta
Look how thick.
hitch a
Wow.
ride with the guy from Massachusetts up to eat some of these falafel balls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's not like the shitty supermarket pitas. Those are
No.
that's like
These are real pitas.
legit.
Yeah.
part of a balanced meal.
I just want to
Yeah.
fucking wipe those. I just want to wipe with those. I mean, in a
With food.
kitchen setting, food.
Something like hummus. Yeah.
I believe the Hebrew for lenagev, I think it is to wipe, is the used verb in Hebrew for when you go to a falafel or a shawarma place, the act of to wipe, to put the hummus on it or to smear and use the spreads. I gotta double check that, but that's my memory from living in Israel.
Find out the gematria of that word too, if you don't mind.
That's another evening of research, but yeah, sure.
Yeah. I've been going down the gematria rabbit hole, or rabbi hole, as it is. It's fucking fascinating.
I recently used gematria for one of my AI funnies.
Did you?
I did. It was like I was trying to write a conspiracy theory. I've done so many of these, it's hard to remember which. I was trying to write a conspiracy theory that made Jews like sort of culpable for whatever it was we were talking about. So like I mined gematria to figure out the numerical value of the word for like Satan or something, and then put that in there as part of the the peas and carrots that whoever, like maybe it's RFK Jr. is talking about.
For any of our listeners who don't know what gematria is, which up until 3 seconds ago included me, I just looked it up. It is a method of Jewish biblical interpretation that assigns numerical values to letters to reveal deeper meanings in sacred texts. So it's like acting as a tool for mystical insight, and I guess you look for trends and connections. So how does this come into your life? How do you use gematria, or you just know?
I don't use it. I knew of it, and the other day I was like, I need something to listen to on my way out, like going to sleep. I like to listen to podcasts, and I need to stop listening to true crime podcasts because they sort of fuck my dreams up. So I was like, let me learn something. And I was like, oh yeah, you know what? You always wanted to learn about that Hebrew number shit. Why don't you look that up? So that's when I learned the word gematria, was last week. And
so it's a new acquisition to your database.
Yes,
right.
But I'll give you
It's new to
a
me
great
too.
example. I'll give you a great example that sucked me in immediately.
Yeah.
Which is that there's some equation that physicists use to describe the ratio of the way different pieces of energy, like light and electromagnetics, bounce off one another, right? And there's a certain ratio, which is 1/137, where the energy becomes actual matter, becomes physical matter. And it doesn't matter what that matter is. It could be solid, it could be liquid, it could be a leaf, it could be cotton, whatever it is, it's the same number every time, 137. And it exists throughout the universe, 137. Without it being at that number, we have no matter, we have no physical whatever. It's called the
fine structure constant.
Yes, fine structure
A
constant.
fundamental, dimensionless physical constant representing the strength of the electromagnetic interaction. Its approximate value is
Exactly.
1/137.036, and its exact value is a significant mystery in physics. So kind of like pi, I imagine.
Right. But it's like physicists consider it the quote unquote magic number because that's where matter and life happen. And then you go back 7 like 3,000 years or whatever. But the word Kabbalah, which means receiving, as in to receive wisdom, its numerical value is 137.
Oh, love it.
And Kabbalah is the entryway into the Torah to understand all the teachings of the Torah and to sort of interpret them in the multi-layered ways that they exist with letters and numbers. And I was like, whoa.
You know, I took Kabbalah classes in college. My father was fascinated with Kabbalah, Joel Neuberger, and he would take me to the Jewish bookstores when I was a little kid so he could pick up, the various Kabbalistic books that he was reading. And he gave me one or two, which I read. They went, when I was young.
I'm fascinated by the way it overlaps with actual science. That's like what grabs me.
Yeah. My
And then I'm starting to like listen to all this mystical stuff, and I'm like, oh, that sounds good, but sounds also very new agey.
Dave, that was my dad's interest in it as a scientist.
Yeah. Your dad was an engineer.
Yeah, he was
right?
an engineer. So what he loved about it was the numbers and the connection to science. And he even had some philosophical book that it postured some sort of alien life was at the root of creation. So it ventured into sci-fi a little bit. But
well, that's what I'm trying to wrap my head around is like, I don't know, this gematria is not something that could have just been, I mean, even though it was developed centuries later, like almost a millennia later, it's not done in a way where you sense that it was just tacked on, like they were groping for meaning. Because
can't you just chat GPT that shit? Like
I've been
throw
chat
the Torah.
GPT-ing.
Can you throw the Torah into ChatGPT with a prompt that's like, "Hey, figure out what the numerical significance of this"?
I've been doing it.
Text is.
Yeah, no, it's got the Torah in there.
Yeah,
I did some gematria readings, but I was like, I need to know about like the creation and development of the Torah. Like, when did that happen? Is there archaeological evidence? How long did it take?
The best part of Judaism is the Bubba Miser kind of hocus pocus stuff that they threw around all of this. So, like, an example for those that have never been to a Jewish service, every Jewish service involves the opening of the ark, the taking out the Torah, the marching it around the room where everyone kisses it or puts their prayer book to touch it, or their tallis.
Can't kiss it directly.
You can't kiss it directly. And then it's undressed, a sheath comes off of it, it's unscrolled and put on a table, and then you take a piece of your tallis and touch the text and kiss that, and then you read from, with no vowels, the ancient script. And each one of these Torahs is hand scribed. That's why there's, they're very sacred. But then there's a guy whose job it is, who, after we're done reading the Torah, he rolls it up and he has to lift it, like dead arm lift the Torah up in the air. And like, depending on what time of year, because as you get further in the year, one side is bigger than the other.
Yeah.
You're like, and if you fucking drop the Torah, everyone who sees that has to fast for 30 days.
What?
Is that right?
Is that
It's
for
something
real?
like that.
I didn't know that.
So like, every single time I go, and sometimes I've been the agaba, which is the person whose job it is to lift it. Back when I was young, when I would show up at services, the rabbi would be like, you're a big guy, you're the agaba. I'm like, oh fuck. And I'm like,
Right.
So every time I'm at services now, and just recently, Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, I went to Chabad, they pointed to some weak-looking dude to be the agaba. I'm always thinking, fuck, this guy's not going to make it. And sure enough, this dude was like, you could see, like, it was tilting. He wasn't making it. And someone had to come in and do, like, a rescue. And, like, I was like, I knew it. I knew that guy couldn't do it.
Someone's got to develop an airbag for the Torah to
So it
prevent
doesn't fall on the ground?
the 30 days of fasting. You see, they have like fall jackets and fall pants now for elderly people, so that it senses, and they have this for motorcycle riders too. It senses
like the personal airbag.
Yeah, it's like a
seen that.
body-worn airbag contraption, and when it senses you're falling, poof, it deploys.
So you want,
Or
like,
if it
Torah
senses-
airbags?
Yeah, let's get some Torah airbags.
Yeah.
Then nobody has to unnecessarily fast. I was just reading about this recently. You know, there's an interstellar visitor currently in our solar system.
Is that right?
3-1 Atlas or 3I Atlas, because it is the third interstellar object that has come into our solar system in about 5 years, and it's the first three we've ever found. One was Oumuamua.
What do you mean by interstellar object?
Meaning it's an object that came from outside of our solar system and is whipping through, instead of something that's like, in the solar system, either in the Kuiper belt and, whizzing around elliptical orbits. So, this 3I Atlas is has an interesting trajectory as it comes into the solar system, because it does a real close flyby of Mars and then a real close flyby of Jupiter, but it absolutely avoids the Earth. It's on the other side of the sun from the Earth when it passes through. So people like, you ever hear of Avi Loeb, who talks about, every time something weird happens in space, he's like, oh, it's got to be aliens. But he's a scientist, and he's cried wolf too many times to be anyone other than that guy who always thinks it's aliens.
You
But
know the names of the 1I and 2I that preceded this guy?
yeah, the first one was Oumuamua, which is
Yeah, I just read that.
a Hawaiian word.
Yeah, naturally.
Meaning, because I think it was found with a Hawaiian telescope. And they didn't find that until it was on the way out of the solar system.
Yeah.
And then the current one, which I was
Irish
talking
goodbye.
About, it was 2I. So 1I is Oumuamua.
Oumuamua.
That was 2017.
Second
And then-
one's a Russian, I think.
Yeah, 2I, Borisov, 2019. And then this year is 3I Atlas. So just
you're
because
actually
of those,
talking about comet. It's like a comet.
the first two were comets. Yeah, they're comets, but they're interstellar. And,
Okay,
and
no,
I
I'm
think
not
that's how-
belittling it. I'm just saying, I'm defining it. It's a comet. It's like gas and flame and something object shooting into our solar system.
Right, and apparently the first two were pretty comet-like, but this most recent one has been behaving very weirdly and throwing scientists for a loop with what it does. Again, those trajectories are suspiciously, I don't want to use the word intelligent, but also it's coincidentally intelligent. But yeah, so now we see this thing coming, and we're trying to track it, and people are talking about it.
They say it's a hyperbolic trajectory, indicating
Yeah.
it's not bound. It's not bound to the sun.
Right.
No, they're just exaggerating. That's all.
It's hyperbola.
I was going to go grab my water.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's fascinating. Thank you for
Yeah.
illuminating on 3I Atlas.
Yeah, they're hoping that maybe they'll swing around the Mars orbiter to get a look at it. And they did that one day ago. I'm gonna have to read up on that.
Remember a story hitting the news just a few weeks ago, suggesting that they had found life on Mars, and that story just kind of came and went. Do you know of the story I'm talking about?
No.
Yes, but when I Googled it, all that came up was David Bowie stuff. So I wasn't able to really read the...
Yeah, because you got distracted because you love Bowie.
It's a god-awful small affair.
Oh, shit. Is that in the room with me? Wait. My daughter... Yeah, it is. Hold on one second.
What's... Bowie Dick Test? What is that?
I was at a a thrift store. That was a label on a file cabinet.
Wow. Look at you guys whipping out Bowie paraphernalia.
My daughter, Annabelle, painted this.
I love
nice.
Yeah.
that.
It
That's
hangs
great.
on the wall in my
That's,
office.
I think that's from the cover of one of his albums, Aladdin
Yeah.
Sane.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I
She's
should.
talented.
I thought that was Tilda Swinton for a second.
It is. Everyone sees what they want. No, I think it should be repeated. Just I think I've said this on a previous episode of Generation Exile, but when we were in high school, Michael, among the three of us, loved David Bowie, and we relentlessly bashed him for it, citing Bowie as like a pufta. We were sort of homophobic 1980s teens at the time. And Mike in turn also. He was the butt of many jokes. But as soon as I got to
You said butt.
as soon as I got to college, I was like, holy shit, Bowie's awesome. I missed the boat on this guy.
Can I tell you, I still don't really love him.
Oh really?
I don't dislike him. There's a lot of songs I like, but every like couple years I try and listen to an album, and halfway through I'm like, I'm bored. That said, years ago, Mike and I went to see the double bill of 9 Inch Nails and David Bowie.
What a combo!
I was absolutely surprised and delighted by how much I enjoyed David Bowie's set.
Yeah.
When we saw it. So
I'm not surprised. He's like, I think at first I thought he was just kind of weird because of that Christmas video he did with Bing Crosby.
Bing Crosby.
The little
It's just-
drummer boy.
It's just very like weird. It's almost off key. It's not, but it's sort of like it's at a pitch that's like strange.
It's harmony. It's a form of harmony. I don't think
Yeah.
it's strange. I think it's kind of he's like
No, I
"Peace
mean,
on earth,
it's
can
good.
it be?"
It's good. It's good. Strange. Like it's something where you can't stop watching it, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's not normal. And Bing Crosby didn't think it was normal either. I
No.
don't think, just from reading about it.
No, part of the video was that it's the old guard and the new guard.
Yeah.
You know, a guy
Right.
like Bing Crosby who's old and busted, and a
Yeah.
guy like David Bowie who's the new hotness.
Can't play anything from old